Narcissists don't seem to be as evil as some people would believe. Like everyone else, they assimilate into society and make friends with those around them. But will they survive their sincere interactions with a super empath? I'll demonstrate the 10 ways a super empath decimates a narcissist. Super empaths may win the conflict without getting their hands dirty, according to Rule 10. Super empaths may subtly undermine a narcissist's feeling of entitlement in order to mentally and emotionally destroy them. They don't need to be so defensive to win an argument. All they do is take on the absurd persona of the narcissist. Super empaths continuously point out to narcissists what they are lacking and how unable they are to compete intellectually. Super empaths undermine them by siphoning off their energy, or in other words, they may behave toxically as well. They mimic narcissists in an effort to make those individuals fall prey to their own poison. The super empath returns the poison to the narcissist after declining to consume it, pushing them to consume it independently. What transpires if the narcissist experiences defeat? 9. Super empaths are adept at recognizing passive aggressiveness. Super empaths dislike taking on the character of the blind martyr. No matter how much awareness they display, they are completely aware of the narcissist's plan. Covert narcissists are well versed in how to try a super empath's patience over an extended period of time. Once the super empath breaks, narcissists believe they have succeeded, but they have not. The passive aggression displayed by the narcissist may be identified by the super empath's discerning intellect, at which point their empathy for them disappears. The great empath will first try to crush the narcissist's ego awareness by speaking to them harshly and honestly. They denigrate them by listing all of their shortcomings, which might reduce the narcissist's capacity for deception. Super empaths express the narcissist's reality, according to number 8. Truth be told, narcissists are scared, worried, and insecure in everything they do, because they are aware of their own shortcomings. Because their ego detests acknowledging them, they keep their sentiments of inadequacy from their unconscious mind. They won't accept the reality since it would make them weak. Their erroneous view is shut down by the facts, which also hinders their everyday productivity. Truth is the only thing that can shatter a narcissist's ego, and the only person who is particularly adept at doing so is an empath. If they have to disturb the narcissist's delusions, super empaths don't mind. They make the narcissist's subconscious self-conscious, resulting in the narcissist's collapse. A narcissist could be traumatized by this life-altering event, but a strong empath wouldn't be. What happens when narcissists accept the reality for what it is? Number 7. Super empaths are difficult for narcissists to deal with. Narcissists think they are in charge in relationships because they are conceited. However, the narcissist is the only one who has this false belief. The super empath is actually the one who is autonomous in the relationship on an emotional, spiritual, and psychological level. They could be able to give their mate everything they have. They won't hesitate to let go of anything, especially when they know it's not something worth investing in. But once they realize their value, super empaths are knowledgeable people who are always aware of their position. They always demonstrate a point, even if they momentarily mistake it for the attention-seeking of narcissists. Yet when everything makes sense, they go. At this point, the narcissist knows how important an empath is to their life. Sadly, once a super empath makes a choice, there is no going back. They grow desperate enough to win back their trust. 6. Super empaths are unable to accept the narcissist's presented defects. Super empaths are inherently immune to the narcissist's displacements and projections, so they don't need to be on the defensive. They are unwilling to adopt the narcissist's undesirable characteristics. They're self-actualized, thus they're never the right people to mess with. Being self-actualized does not, however, exclude having flaws and anxieties. It just indicates that they are completely mindful of their underlying motivations and emotions, that their use of defensive mechanisms has ended. Super empaths are masters at their own behavior and are not strangers to themselves. Yet, narcissists constantly use harmful coping and protection methods. They decided to target super empaths because they believed, incorrectly, that they were helpless. But they're mistaken. Have you ever attempted to cast your shortcomings onto another person? Number 5. Narcissists are forced to accept responsibility for their acts by super empaths. Narcissists don't like having to take on responsibilities. They are used to having their little stature emphasized and adored. They are unable to take responsibility for their actions, and when they do fail, they constantly blame someone else for their misfortune. They act in this manner because they are unable to reply effectively. They are failures because their illusion is based only on their ability. When narcissists accuse super empaths, the horror begins. When this occurs, the super empath will discipline them by listing all the mistakes they made that contributed to their failure. The narcissists who refuse to take responsibility will be made aware of by super empaths by stating that this disaster is definitely the result of your ineptitude. This direct statement will destroy the self-esteem of a narcissist. For super empaths will always discover the vulnerabilities of narcissists. When someone recognizes their vulnerabilities or observes their demise, it's one of the things that narcissists fear. When someone points out that their narcissistic mentality quickly dismisses all fallbacks, they become agitated. They could exhibit humility and low self-esteem. But it serves no use to act hypocritically in front of a great empath. Super empaths have the patience to truly comprehend what narcissists are experiencing. But they also hurl back the excruciating sting that narcissists have inflicted on them when they feel singled out and insulted. They help narcissists see that they are not who they believe themselves to be. They also tell them how miserable they think of themselves. These statements have the power to disarm narcissists and cause them to withdraw, with the worry of being laughed at much more. They could object and say, "Who are you to tell me what to do?" Or "I don't trust you." These words are narcissists' worst nightmare. Have you ever attempted to make fun of a narcissist? Third, strong empaths may change a narcissist's perspective and become wonderful counselors. The way a narcissist thinks can be altered by super empaths. But how? They first help them comprehend how horrible and repulsive their narcissistic qualities are. They accomplish this by subtly mimicking the narcissist's actions and replies. Narcissists could lash out in anger at this, because they detest facing their anxieties and insecurities. Super empaths then urge narcissists to make shocking revelations. Everyone confessing their darkest sorrows and most horrible shortcomings is a super empath's exceptional talent. Only therapy can uncover a narcissist's fragile self, and only super empaths are particularly excellent at it. They make great psychotherapists because of this. Narcissists can be transformed by inspiring speakers and transformative leaders. Number 2, narcissists are highly envious of great empaths. You are essentially dealing with a person who has invented a false self when you are interacting with a narcissist. You're dealing with a person who is essentially unchangeable. Narcissists find it difficult to develop their natural talents. Their satisfaction with the idealized version of themselves that they fail to develop in reality. They grow so envious of super empaths because they are so confident in their abilities and lack any insecurities. They are able to find happiness as opposed to narcissists who are trapped in their own world, attempting to create invisible empires for themselves. What actions do narcissists use to quell their jealousy? First, hyper-empaths resemble narcissists. Because some narcissists are introverts, they experience similar levels of poor self-esteem as other people. But they are shrewd enough to blend in and become friends with everyone, even the most powerful empaths. Narcissists progressively insult and make fun of empaths, because their primary source of supplies to cover up their flaws and deficiencies is empaths. Super empaths are renowned for having a nurturing and caring temperament. They don't hurt until someone deserves them, otherwise they don't come from any place. So, everything changes when narcissists ultimately push a super empath over her breaking point. Super empaths will imitate the narcissist's actions in order to become a reflection of them. They destroy them and pull them down, just like narcissists do, in an effort to make them realize how bad their character is. Narcissists will become aware of how absurd they truly appear by reflecting them, and this might shatter their already fragile ego. Although it is never in a super empath's nature to cause another person emotional harm, they do this action in an effort to punish their foe. Super empaths have become everyone's eye-opener thanks to self-awareness and actualization. What additional means does a great empath use to subdue a narcissist? Is it possible for narcissists to kill super empaths?